go down today. Alright, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Splack Pack Sports. Today we got a preview for you. We got the big game going down today between the Raiders and the Bengals, and it is going to most assuredly be a doozy. They obviously met in Week 11, and we all know how that went. The Bengals put that bang up on them. So we're looking forward to the rematch, and hopefully we will get some fireworks again in this game. So we're going to do a little bit of breakdown so that y'all have a little bit more information. I don't know if you want to be able to talk that mess to your boys, or if you're actually looking to be able to put a little wager on the situation. I am not a betting expert, and I actually do not gamble, but I do watch the lines and I do pay attention to what's going on. So if you want a little information in order to educate yourself to be able to place a more intelligible wager on the game, then you've come to the right place, and we're going to get down with our analysis right away. First thing we got to talk about is that boy, Joe Burrow. I mean, Cincy right now got a video game offense to be sure. I mean, this cat got almost 1,000 yards in the last 2 weeks, 100 plus quarterback rating the last 4 games, 11 touchdowns, 0 picks. I mean, video game bro Joe ain't no joke, just to be sure. I mean, the man's looking like he's straight back at LSU. I mean, picking cats apart. I mean, making it look easy. I love what the young man's doing. People were counting him out last year, but I mean, look, the comeback kid is doing his thing. Honestly, for me, the big thing that Joe Burrow's going to have to take into account, though, is that offensive line. I mean, the man's been sacked, 51 times, been taken down. I mean, he's the most sacked quarterback in the league this year. And, I mean, if they're gonna get by the Raiders today, they're going to have to shore that up. I mean, they're going up against Ngakoue and Crosby. And I mean, these cats got 18 sacks just between them. So if he really thinks he's going to be able to stand in that pocket like that, he's going to have to make some quick reads, some quick decisions, and cut out the mental mistakes. And that line is going to definitely have to show up today in a big, big way if they hope to repeat the results of what they got in Week 11. I will say this, though. Joe Burrow's got 34 touchdowns on 14 interceptions. I mean, I say only 14. I mean, the man's coming back off a down season last year. But, I mean, he's got a 108-point quarterback ranking. But the Raiders only got 6 interceptions this year. So if we're looking at apples versus apples, I mean, he's got to go up against a team that has decent defense. But when it comes to picking people off, these guys ain't the guys. And so he might have the ability to throw a little more arrows out of the quiver and not worrying about making so many mistakes when dealing with that secondary coming out of the Raiders. But what you really got to be looking at is that 3-headed monster coming out of Cincinnati. I mean, woo, them boys, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, and T. Higgins. Woo. I mean, what you really gonna do? I mean, this guy's got like John Madden receiver core at his disposal, and I mean, if he gets some protection, he's just gonna ding, and it could get ugly. I mean, because you got to figure, obviously, Jamar Chase, he's the number 1 option. I mean, Tyler Boyd, I don't know. What you going to say? Second, third? Who knows? I mean, but that boy T. Higgins, I mean, come on now. I mean, sure hands. So we're talking about a team in the Bengals who are going to be able to really go out and do what it is they want to do. And we're not even talking about Joe Mixon yet. That ground game, I mean, the boy had 30 yards, 30 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last time, Week 11, that was pretty ugly. But I will say this, keep an eye out for that boy Josh Jacobs, because the last 2 out of the 3 games that he's been in, he's actually he's got over like 125 plus yards in each of them games. So I mean, the guy's coming on at the right time of year. But when we're talking about Derek Carr, we also got to talk about that he has some receivers now in his core too. We're talking about Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones. I mean, these guys have been coming on. Listen. They had obviously the tumultuous situation with John Gruden. I mean, I don't think that was that big a deal. Like, if that's racist to you, I mean, it's like you don't want to be in high school locker room listening to what cats are talking about. But that's neither here nor there. They have seemed to have righted the ship. They are back on track. Derek Carr's got to get his interceptions down to be sure. The good thing I will say about Derek Carr, what he got going for him, is the fact that the Bengals, their defensive penalties, they got to keep their hands out the damn cookie jar, man. I'm telling you, these dudes is out here just doing too much. And what we really might want to keep an eye out on, y'all, is the field goal kicking game this week. It could actually go down to that. Obviously, this is the playoffs. Things get tighter. Adjustments are made. And the Raiders got Carlson on their side. I mean, the dude's been short-footed all season long. Long of 56. Now, the Bengals, on the other hand, they're rolling with this cat McPherson. And so, I mean, obviously he's a rookie. Not so short-footed as my man on the other side. However, he has had a 58-yard attempt and make this year. So that being said, if it comes down to it, it could be a wash, but I'm at the end of the day, I think I'm still gonna go with the Bengals in this one, just considering what they did in Week 11. Big game Joe. I mean, what he's doing with that receiving core is just phenomenal. Obviously, Joe Mixon. Their offensive penalties have been a problem. They've got to shore that up. But when it comes down to it, I mean, neither one of these teams has really made the playoffs in God knows how long. We talk about the 90s. What we talking about since the Raiders, since Rich Gannon took them to the damn Super Bowl. They ain't won a playoff game since then. And shit, I don't think the Bengals even won a playoff game with Marvin Lewis there. I think he was there 176 years as the coach of the Bengals. So we're looking at two teams who, obviously, the great part about today's game is that one of these teams is actually going to get off that bench and get their first playoff win in forever. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals to cover and also to win outright. I think this is pretty much a lock game if I were you. And this is what you were looking to do, either for bragging rights or to make a little scratch on the side. If I was you, I would go with the Bengals. So I'm interested to see how the game plays out, and we will be back with a recap afterwards to see how everything played out. Until next time.